Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a book that has already been written in.
This is deep.
Start the music?
What's
Okay.
something you've avoided?
We've been strong for so long. Now it's time to rise. No more dimming our light. Let it shine so bright. Breaking chains, breaking downs. We reclaim our crown. Standing tall. Hear us roaring, ain't backing down. We are queens. We are fire. We
Okay, guys. We're gonna try it one more time.
One more time. One more
That
time.
was
One more
just a
time.
Test
Yes,
to
yes,
see
yes.
if we knew what we were doing with Serena absent. I think that's what it was. Hey, Brit Brad, we're gonna say hi to her again. We miss you. We're here for you. We're supporting you from afar. We're here in Jersey, and you're in LA.
Oh, my goodness, wow.
Anyway, I was trying to explain how we thought that maybe like Oprah or Tyler was gonna call us, and so Sabrina was like, "Oh no, that's right, I got us."
Yes,
So she's
yes.
in Hollywood now. Okay, so she got this. So
Thank you.
Congratulations!
Thank
I'm so
you.
proud of you. She's doing her movie.
Yes.
Rediscovering Your Worth with Vivica Fox.
Oh, my goodness,
and,
look out,
Black
look out.
China and a whole bunch of other people.
Yes, beautiful,
And I
beautiful.
think I might get a cameo.
Why not? Why not? You deserve.
I deserve
You
the golden
deserve.
link, right?
That's right. Hey,
Okay.
you got to have the golden link.
Yes,
you know,
the Golden Link. So I'm Michelle, the Golden Link. Your favorite co-host Sabrina Crumpton Albacetti is off today,
Yes.
doing what she needs to do to level up.
That's a
All
beautiful
right?
thing.
Hey, how about
That's a
that?
beautiful
She's
thing.
living her dreams.
Yes,
and I love
hey,
that
and-
about her. And I'm
and
so
that's what
proud
we
of
should do.
her. I love her. She deserves it. She's the most wonderful person I ever met.
Oh man, you're touching my heart now.
Yeah, she is.
I'm getting ready to like.
She is a woman of God.
Yes,
and,
yes.
She's the truth. you
She's the
know?
truth.
Yeah,
That's
she's
true.
the truth. And I just really appreciate our sisterhood and our friendship.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be on this journey along with her.
Beautiful.
Even though
Beautiful.
she left me behind. I'll get that.
But she's gonna come back. It's gonna be
No,
a
she's
return
gonna come
trip.
back.
You know,
Right,
she.
right. She got-
you know,
she's
she-
gonna be
yeah,
away.
she's coming back.
Yeah,
you know, she's coming
away
back.
today.
She'll-
and next
she'll be
week,
back.
But
Yeah.
she'll be back
She'll be
in
back.
August.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so
And
we got-
August is a good month.
Yes,
It's a special
yes,
month.
yes.
Sure is special people born.
That's right.
Yes.
Special people.
My mom is born in August.
Hey,
Yes,
hey.
August
Yeah,
1st.
that's August. That's going to be
Yeah.
for me a whole month of celebration.
Right. So we're gonna hold it down. She was able to hold it down for me in the month of May when I was having some issues with my mom.
Okay,
But she's
okay.
all good.
Beautiful.
You know?
That's beautiful.
And so again, we have Christian Fields. We're gonna start all over again. we have Christian Fields. We have Natasha McCartney, our psychotherapist, our licensed psychotherapist, and I'm so glad to have Tasha on board.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
she's
yes.
part of the S.I.T podcast.
Yes.
She
Seen her many
comes-
times,
she's-
many times,
She's
yeah.
part of the team now. So
Beautiful.
Sabrina, her, and I, and of course we have Mr. Terry Benjamin.
Hey,
let's
in
give-
the house, in
let's
the
give
house.
all of you guys, as well as myself, an applause. So I'm very, very, very excited. Before we get started, of course, I looked at one of the podcasts before. It looks like I was talking all by myself. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna try not to do too much talking. I'm gonna try to let us have a conversation.
Yes.
We all chime in, and you guys know my favorite little thingy. I have my tool. Like if I'm getting excited, I want to say something.
That's a beautiful thing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You think so, Terry?
It does. I mean, I look forward to that. I said, "Oh man, she got the wand. She's going to do some magic in here."
Yes.
I love
Unlike
that.
Linda the Good Witch, you have no power here. Only positive people, right? So
Yeah, that's a
anyway,
beautiful thing.
my sibling's birthday, Raina, today is celebrating. So love you. Enjoy your special day.
Yes, yes.
And then we had some sad news today. I want to send
Oh,
some
yes,
condolences to the
yeah,
family of
yeah.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, who was
I didn't believe it.
Theo. Right,
Yes,
on the
yes,
Cosby
yes,
Show.
yes.
Yeah. So
Died at
unfortunately-
54 years old.
Yeah.
54.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So we do need
Yes.
to live our life. And Natasha, you want to share about our episode?
Yes, I want to send out my condolences to all his family and friends.
Yes.
And, thankful, we're here as a community. Theo gave us insight into a middle class family that
Yes,
seemed to have it all in the Cosby Show, and that show, they watch it for generations. My daughter wasn't even born when they were playing the Cosby Show, and her peers watch it. So we
That's beautiful.
definitely have
Beautiful.
lost a great one.
That's
And
right.
I just want to remind people that we did do a sit podcast on grief, loss, Boston Morning on June 2nd.
Yes.
And if you searched us on YouTube under BKS1 Radio, if you're having some challenges through this time after hearing this loss, I think the podcast could be helpful. You could share it with friends. And people probably transition daily. So it's just another reminder that there is a resource out there, because we did do it, and it is recorded on BKS1 Radio for our June 2nd podcast.
Yeah.
Right. And our guest, our special guest, Christian Fields. This is actually her third appearance. I know you watch us a lot,
Yeah.
so.
And I've seen her before.
So she came on one time and she talked about health and wellness with Mr. King Rodney. That's what I like to call him. With King Rodney, and they talked about health and wealth. She came on the second time and she talked about plant-based diet.
That's right.
With our
Robin,
Black Robin,
I remember.
Black farmer.
Yes.
And so now today she has a new book. It's called The Habit Building Journal. We actually talked about this before. And so we'll talk a little bit about it, but she wants us more to let her have a conversation about what brought her from, I guess, at her younger childhood age until this present day, where she actually implemented the book. And condolences to her and her family as well. She recently lost her mom. And I'm so proud that she mustered up the strength to come here and share with us, because she says it's very important, the information that she has to share.
Yeah, no, life goes on, and because it goes on, we have to contribute. We have to go beyond our grief. And it's just a quick thing. I have a personal experience with Malcolm Jamal Warner. I knew him when he was a kid. As a matter of fact, his father, Robert Warner, I was working at a community project with him. So I met Robin, and I met his mother and that type of thing. And, and when I met him as a kid, he was a very, very special boy. And when they had the Cosby Show, and to be transparent, the Cosby Show actually inspired me to get married.
Wow.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
I think the Cosby Show sent ripples through the Black community and inspired a lot of things. I remember like during that time, especially when it highlighted the HBCUs, a lot more people of color wanted to go to college and have the experience Denise had with the spinoff and everything. So I do think it was very valuable for our community. And if you remember, and you guys think about it, when the Cosby Show came up, it was in the 80s, and our community was going to some devastating impact from the crack epidemic. So to be able to come home and see that and be able to aspire to that, I'm glad that you share that. I don't know if it inspired me, because I have one sister. Maybe I wanted a brother or something. I felt like we didn't have enough kids in the house. There wasn't enough diversity, but I did appreciate the diversity, with having 4 siblings, and it was dynamic. It's just like you can still watch that over and over again. So it's definitely a great loss to our community. And I know that in his recent years, he had his own podcast. And part of what he was sharing with the community, because I seen a few episodes and I see him spoken, I've seen him spoken recently, was him making sure he continued that legacy of understanding the diversity in the Black community. Just not what you see on TV, but there's a range of us, from the good to the bad, but just understanding that we're diverse people, we're special people, we're unique in the work that we do. And I think, you never could plan stuff like this, but having Christian up today and her talking about her book and her journey, I think it really will go into us understanding how diverse we are, because I do recognize, from my profession, when people don't think they could do things, sometimes I just start them out with structure to build a pattern, and that could be called to build that habit. So I think it's kind of serendipitous, that parallel process of how diverse we are, how that was one of Malcolm Jamal Warner's platforms, and how we're talking about being diverse people today in terms of how we can build habits and have that formula. So it's great to have Christian up to talk about that.
And also, we have to know that he was a musician and also a poet. And he has recordings and whatnot. And the sad thing about when someone like that passes, now we're going to catch up with him, not realizing that when he was live, he did music, he did poetry. And now, because of him dying at such a young age, we're going to catch up with him. But I hope that people understand that, there are many, like Natasha said, there are many facets of us. And I think a full life is to really to explore all those facets and share those with other people, especially the community in our podcast. And so, Natasha, I'm always glad to see you. I mean, it's so funny that I'm here because I'm always watching the show, and now I'm in the show, and I'm like, I'm freaking out right now,
Oh, Terry, stop it.
I'm like, you can't really appreciate the picture when you're in the frame, and I'm in the frame, and I'm like, what am I doing here? But again, I thank you for inviting me, Michelle.
Well, let's just talk about the backstory. Terry.
Okay, yeah.
But I got a funny story before we even do that. Why one day I'm looking up for S.I.T podcast because we're all on BKS1 Radio.
Yes.
And you can share like when you come on.
Of course.
Your show about you and Ron.
Yeah,
so I'm looking up for S.I.T podcast. I'm like, let me look at one of our episodes.
Uh-huh.
Why Terry right here, Mr. Benjamin,
and
Ron, they show up on the screen and it's their show and it says S.I.T podcast. I'm like,
how did that happen?
Somebody at BKS1 Radio.
Well, we're family. We're family.
Thank Norm for giving us this platform.
That's right. Yeah.
But that did really happen. I had to show you the screenshot. I was like, wait a minute.
How did that happen?
Ron and Terry, and then lo and behold, look, Terry really is.
I am
so
here.
This
I'm
is
here.
The right one. This is the right one. When you're looking for Terry with S.I.T podcast, it's this one, not the one with him and Ron. Right? Tell us about you and Ron. Do you want me to talk about you and I first, or you and Ron?
Well, like I said, let's talk about you and I first because again, it's almost like full circle.
Yes,
what we're doing right here.
Yes. So what happened was in the month of February of this year, 2025, my Ruby, who also has a show, and her name of her show is
Unapologetic Amateur Looking for Experts.
And it comes on Mondays at
4.
At 4 here at the studio.
Yes,
so
yes.
My Ruby asked me to, we call her my Ruby.
Yes,
she's
yes,
such a precious,
she's
beautiful
a
gem.
heart.
And she's really talking about history. She's a walking
she's
person that really is, powered people.
It's a legend.
And, she's a legend. She's been out in these streets for a long time. And I really appreciate her and her grace and how she carries herself and how much knowledge and information she has about Black history.
That's
and,
right. That's
and
right.
how she carries herself. It's just a beautiful thing. So anyway, she asked me to do the month of February. But again, like I'm a caretaker for my mom, so it's a lot. So I was like, my Ruby, I don't know, but if she asked me to do something, of course, I have to step up to the plate because she called me to do it.
Of course.
So for the month of February, I was her co-host, but Ruby didn't show up.
She didn't show up.
She didn't tell me what to do about podcasting. I had no idea about podcasting. So I'm learning as I go.
That's right.
And so luckily I tapped Sabrina as my first guest. And then since Ruby couldn't come, she sent you to put in her place because you were her co-host.
I was her co-host. That's how I started.
Right, you moved on to other things. And so then I said, okay, good, Terry. So I talked to Terry. I said, okay, Terry, I had this person coming on. I had this person coming on. So I kind of was like, knew how to do that because I'm such a coordinator and an expert in
Got to coordinate. Yeah.
Hence the name I was given by Christian Fields, the Golden Link, which I embrace. And so I love that. So I was able to do it with no problem, but just actually knowing the ins and outs of it. And I love that Terry was so gracious. He knew the boards. He showed me how to, put the little sound clap,
that's right.
things like that.
All that
So
good
he
stuff.
taught me that. It was on the job training, right?
That's
So
right.
he taught me that, and I really appreciate Terry from day one because he was there for me. And then when my movie couldn't make it the third week, I said, "Oh, Terry, she can't make it again." Unfortunately, she lost her sister. So
understandable.
The shows.
Yeah.
So we were able to support one another,
That's
which
right.
I love that we're doing that for BKS1. We're here for each other, and we support one another.
Yeah.
So that's basically how it got started. And so then Norm loved Sabrina and I on the podcast. And so
yes, that was beautiful.
Well, why don't you guys do your own podcast?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And I told Sabrina, I said, well, Sabrina, I could do one Monday a month. and then I didn't think it was fair to just do one Monday of the month. So I've dedicated to do the Mondays every Monday of the month. So he gave us the Monday 7 p.m. Slot, which was cool.
It's beautiful.
And so we've been working it out ever since. And I'm so thankful that we're here because not only do we help others, but it helps me.
Mm-hmm,
It's called Sit Podcast, Sisters Inspiring Transformation.
Yes, yes.
And I think I've grown a lot since.
Oh, you
March.
have. I've been watching you.
Yeah,
I've been
since
watching
March,
you.
so I really appreciate it. And then, like I said, I'm so lucky to have Natasha on board, an expert.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot about a lot of stuff.
Oh, you do.
But I
You
ain't gonna
definitely
say
do.
I'm an expert,
No.
but I know a lot about a lot of stuff. I'm an expert at coordinating.
That's right,
coordinating,
right.
And connecting people. I'm
Yes,
an expert at
yes.
that, and getting stuff done.
But that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
thank
beautiful.
you. So then I just wanted to thank you once again, Terry, and then
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about your shows. And I see you got some books here. What's
Well,
going
yeah.
on?
Well, again, one of the things that I want to share just briefly is that I started with Ruby. She asked to be a guest, and I was a guest several times. And one day, as I was walking out of the studio, she said, "Would you like to be a permanent co-host?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" And then, I was working with her, and then one month she said, "Well, look, I'd like to go on vacation. Should I stop the show?" I said, "No, I can carry on by myself." And so I did a month by myself, had different guests come on, and then she was telling me that there was some openings at the station, and I spoke to Norm, and he said, "We have 2 openings, one on Thursday, one on Sunday," and he said, "Which would you want?" I said, "Can I have both?" Yeah. so he gave me both, and I called my friend Ronald McCrae, and I said, can we do this?
Shout out to Ron. Is he
Shout,
watching us?
of course, yes.
Okay.
Shout out to Ron, and I said, I want the show to be poetically speaking, and Norm said, well, poetically speaking, the place for the spoken word. So he gave me that, and we put that together. And to make a long story short, we've been doing this since January, and the
So
program.
you do Thursdays 6 to 7 and Sundays 5 to 6.
That's right.
Very good.
And again, I consider it a work in progress because it's changed so much from the beginning, and we developed a community of people who watch this show, who come on the show.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And again, I want to give a shout out to Norm, and also to Patricia, and to
Jeff.
Pierre and Jeff, and we're a family, and that's why I'm so happy to be with you, Michelle, because again, I consider you my little sister.
Yeah.
And I'm looking out for you, but again, this is something that's really needed, and I like it when we have, and I know this is the sister show, but it's good to have a brother on to give a little
And the
balance.
brothers be watching.
We do be watching. We do be watching.
Shout out
We
to
do
the
be
brothers.
watching. But I think again, I like the whole idea of a 360 approach, because again, we need each other. We need each other. We need to talk to each other. We need to embrace each other, and we need to grow together.
Right.
And so I thank you for this opportunity.
Right, and this is our opportunity to build the community.
Yeah,
Remember back in the day,
yeah.
our community was our neighborhood people.
Mhm,
Now
mhm.
sometimes you don't even know your neighbor.
No, you don't. You
So
don't.
this is a perfect way to build community, to support one another,
That's right.
and to help each other. And a lot of people say, well, what is the show?
Mhm,
Natasha can help give her feedback on what she thinks the show is. But I think it's just a time to share information.
I believe it.
And
Yeah.
I see that Ruby picks gems. She picked you and I to
That's
move
right,
forward.
yeah, of
And
course,
tell Ron
yeah.
I'm still waiting for my poem.
Ah.
Ron done gave my
Ron,
Ruby a poem,
you know-
Sabrina a poem,
Okay,
and
that
no
poem.
poem for Michelle to go to link.
Okay,
I'm waiting for my
okay,
poem.
all right.
All right, you want to chime in, Natasha, about what you think the show is about?
Sure. Sure. So the SIT podcast is about sisters inspiring transformation. And, I think I will echo what Terry said. I think at least since I've been on, it's definitely been evolving. And I think I was invited to
Oh,
be
really,
on.
Tasha?
I think initially just to talk about mental health awareness, but we had worked so well together and we
Yes.
flow so well together. People really enjoy. So any topic that we discuss as we prepare, I bring the expertise from being a licensed clinical social worker and now I'm a licensed psychotherapist. And so why that is important is because I think it really does help to destigmatize mental health.
Yes,
And
yes.
I think by me being prepared to discuss this from an expert place, I think it shows people the importance of our daily approach to mental health. That it's a part of our life. Just like we breathe, just like we sleep, just like we eat,
Yes,
we
yes.
really need to be conscious that on a day-to-day basis, we are dealing with our mental health, and it's very important for us to maintain and stabilize it, given everything that's going on around us in the world, living life on life terms.
Right.
So I think that's the added piece that has come out of it. And I could speak for Sabrina. One, we're family members, and when she asked me to come on, and her going through her journey that brought her to this level of greatness, I know she really do sit behind that, and she want the information to be out there. And I thought, she thought that it probably was going to be one time, maybe because she thought I was so busy, but I know my cousin's dedication to this, so I did not mind joining the community.
She's committed.
Yes. So I did not mind joining the community,
of course.
and being dedicated and providing my time, because I could talk about this all day, every day if you had me up here. So I think that while it is still evolving, I think we have a theme across to what we do. So whatever we talk about by me being up here is going to give that spin to how it really impact people day to day. Because I'm a human first, but an expert in mental health. So I bring a lot to the table in terms of helping people make those connections. So I guess that's the great segue into getting ready and bringing Christian into this conversation.
Yes.
So
what's the name of that book? What's the name of that book?
It is the real name of the book. It is the Habit Building Journey: 90 Days of Self-Guided Transformation by author Christian Fields. And we are really, really happy to have her here. Christian, I could just say personally, the first time Michelle shouted you out, especially with the work I do, I think while we were still on the podcast, I was on Amazon ordering your book, and it came the next day. And then I think a couple of podcasts later, we were just kind of celebrating authors, and I shouted out, all the three authors around me was Sabrina, Michelle, and the book. I looked at the book as a mental health provider. I think we were talking about something. I was like, we're going to shout out Christian today. This is, it's a must-have. If a therapist is telling you it's a must-have, it's a must-have. And we welcome you here today, and we're ready to dive in the topic for you to talk about your book. And I hear Michelle said you really want to kind of spend time and have it focused on talking about your journey that got you to write in this book. And I do have a few questions that help guide that discussion. So
and before we get
without
started,
further ado,
I want to talk about we all decided to do read one thing from one of the pages. Actually it was just the one thing. The first page. It was what small habit would you make let me start all over. What small habit would make the biggest impact on your life right now, and why? So we're going to go around and share that. We'll let Chris go last. So I'll go Terry, Natasha, and then Chris, because then she'll start talking about herself and what she needs to share with all of us. So the small habit that I would make that would make the biggest impact. Look, I'm not going to show you guys my book. I've just been writing it. I've been enjoying it.
That's good.
But basically, I think mine is very simple, and it really is powerful at the same time. I think everything needs a spot. So my habit is to put my keys in a certain spot by the door. No, this is huge. Because otherwise it's such a waste of time. You're running around trying to find your keys, that, and other. And it's just time wasted. So I think if not only with the keys, but if everything has a spot, not only do you not waste time, but you're organized, and you can be more productive. So that's why I think that's important to find a spot so that you save time and that you're organized. So I think.
And you forgot you bring structure and organization is definitely the key to building on top of habits and consistency. So Terry, just since you don't have the book, I'll read the question to you again, since you're going to say it a second. So the question is what, and we want our Facebook and YouTube people to think about this as well as we're talking through this.
Tell us yours too.
Yes. I'm going to go after Terry, but Terry's going to go. So it's what small habit will make the biggest impact on your life right now and why?
Well, for me, my habit that I have, every week, I read at least 2 books.
Ooh, that's a good habit.
Great.
Yeah, I read a fiction book. This week I'm reading The First Gentleman by Bill Clinton and James Patterson. And this is my fiction book. And my nonfiction book is A Year with Purpose, 365 Messages of Resilience, Love, and Hope for Every Day of the Year. And this is by D. Gilmore.
Oh, wonderful.
Now, the thing that has made this has helped me in my life is that every week I have something to look forward to. I have a nonfiction book and I have a fiction book. And the thing is that I believe that we have to be productive. If we're not productive, it seems like we're wasting our time. And I know for myself, because I've been in the opportunity to see people from the beginning to the end of their life, like Michelle, like Christine. I've experienced death in my personal close family, and the thing that I found out that you have to have something to do. You have to have something to look forward to. And so every week I have something to look forward to. I have a fiction book and a nonfiction book. It's for entertainment. It's for information. But it really gives me something to look forward. It gives me something to do.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like that, and I'm sure Christian is going to agree that if you have a habit that brings you joy and something to look forward to, that kind of keeps the habit going. So thanks for sharing that part, that big part of it, because I think that's very important to talk about. Okay, for me, what small habit will make the biggest impact on my life right now and why? So the small habit that I have incorporated in my life very, very recently, I've had it already, is every morning I get up at about anywhere between 6 and 6:30. I do meditation, and then I go on about a 4.5 to 5 mile walk with my neighbor. And the difference it made in my life when we started is I got to make a friend in the new neighborhood that I had recently moved into, and then we get in the health benefits from it, and I get to have time to just talk with somebody, because people talk to me every day, all day. So I get to talk to her on that 4.5 to 5 mile walk, and we get our steps in. So it's for joy. It's for me to build community. It's for me to build strength in my legs and exercise. And more importantly, the thing that I like the most about it is that it makes us both accountable. It feels good to be accountable. I am not a morning person. And I come to find out that later on she wasn't. I thought she was a morning person, right? But we both are accountable, because I know she gets to walk to my house first, and she get a couple more steps than me, because she the way we walk. But I know that she's gonna be outside of that door, but somewhere between 6:30 and 7, depending on when the sun come up. And when I wake up, I feel good that I'm being accountable to my friend. So that's also like building a deep trust for us. There's nobody flake out. We even learned this winter. This was the first winter, because we had a past couple of winters. We learned to set a degree so that we don't have to think about whether we're coming out if it's too cold or not. So we said anything under 35, we're not walking. But 35 and above, we're gonna be out at 6:30 in the morning walking. And for me, I being accountable to someone and her being accountable to me, and we invested in our health and our community and our relationship. I think she's become we've just known each other a couple of years, but the relationship is really deep because of this. So that small habit has really changed my life. And my husband, he asks me every day, where you going? I'm going on my walk. But I think he's still shocked that I'm getting up that early, because I do not get up that early.
But that's beautiful, though. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Oh, we gonna look at some of the comments. What did Sabrina have her small habit?
Okay, let's see it.
Yes, is Sabrina, she gonna post her small habit too and have us read it?
If she available, we'll check on her later.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It looks like Chris.
I'm actually, I can see the comments too, Michelle. I'm watching them.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, so Kristen Fields, it looks like she's up. Let's give her a round of applause, because she's been in.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yes.
What small habit would make the biggest impact on my life right now?
Can everybody hear her?
I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, Christian, speak. Yeah, in the mic. Yeah.
Right in the mic. Yeah.
All right. The small habit that I'm still been working on for years, is just getting up on time in the morning. I work 7 to 3. I've been a bedside nurse for 21 years, and I still struggle with that
Can you
a
turn
little
her
bit.
mic up?
Maybe, because even last time it was like that. What about now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear it, Natasha?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, speak right into the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that, getting up in a timely fashion, so I'm not racing. I only work about 10 minutes away from my house, so when you work that close, you think you have more time.
I think that always happens.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on. One thing I do, though, is every morning, the biggest thing, and what we didn't talk about this on the pages, is the gratitude list.
Oh, thank you
Go
for
through, try to go through at least 10 things I'm grateful for every morning before I get out of bed.
Yes,
and then on the way to the bathroom in the morning, saying thank you. And those are the things that have made a big impact.
Yeah.
But that getting up on time, getting out of bed on time, that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But it reminds me of a quote. There's an early English poet, John Dryden, and he said, "We make our habits, then our habits make us." Okay,
That's deep.
right?
Yeah.
And because again, I'm the type of person that I'm always on time, and for me, that because even when I do my show, I always get to the studio an hour before. When I was teaching as a college professor, I would always get to class an hour before class. And one time, I was teaching at Jersey City State University, and I wanted to get the hour before class, and there was a talk of a snowstorm. Make a long story short, I have to go from my home Broadway to Jersey City, and then from Jersey City I take a bus to the college. And so I get there, the class is at 8 o'clock, I'm there at 7 o'clock, so I had to leave about 6 o'clock to get there. So I'm in my classroom, and I'm writing on my board and whatnot. The janitor comes in, he said, "Professor Benjamin, what are you doing here?" I said, "I have a class at 8 o'clock. He said, "Professor Benjamin, there's a major snowstorm coming, and the college will be closed." I said, "Okay, thank you very much." So I just came. I went took the bus to Journal Square, and then I came home. So that's one of the downsides of it.
Right.
But again, like Christian said, I mean, sometimes when you push yourself to do something that you're not used to doing, I think one of the things that we have to do is we have to get out of our comfort zone, because there's no real growth in the comfort zone. And so as you get out of your comfort zone, you find open things open up to the point where we talk about transformation. That's transformation.
Yes. And I always heard that if you're there 15 minutes before, then you're on time.
That's right.
And if you're on time, then you're late.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But again, I think, again, and it really, I'm really happy to be part of the BKS1 community, family. And I think, I hope that we can do more of these type of things. I want you to come on my show.
Terry, I was on your show already.
I know, but I want you to come on again. Because again, I think again with Natasha and Kristen and yourself, whatnot. Again, it's family, and this is contagious. When people see this, they want to participate. And I think what's going to make the difference for us, especially in these times where it's crazy, we see people doing crazy things. We got to stick together. We got to be together more so than ever before.
Absolutely.
Because in the final analysis, this is all we have. All we have is us.
It's each other. Yeah.
All we have is us.
All right. So let's ask Christian a question. So let's just start from the beginning, Christian. What sparked the idea for the habit building journey?
So I'm going to go back to this book is just something I kind of, and I'm not going to take all the credit for it. My stepdaughter actually helped me put it together. I just gave her the ideas, some things that I wanted, and we did it together.
Yes,
so
beautiful.
Her name is Jonelle, so shout out Jonelle.
Shout out to Jonelle.
Shout out, girl.
I really just wanted to put something out there that's something that helped. That's what I've been doing the past couple years, different things that I have had to do, journaling and the gratitude to get me through the dark times that I had. So that's where that came about. But the real thing I want to talk about is, oh, that's better. I can tell that.
Thank you, Patricia.
My health journey is really what I wanted to talk about, because who you see me here as now is not who I was. Like, starting in my early 20s, I started having health issues, really even before that, but digestive issues, a lot of reproductive issues, skin issues, everything. And I spent all of my 20s and 30s going to different doctors, different ologists, trying to figure out what was wrong.
Yes.
And some of the things that were happening, like I said, the acne. I had really bad heartburn. Wow. I would eat and I'd be bloated. Definitely issues that kept me in the bathroom. I had issue with my bladder that lasted for 13 years. Wow. I had severe, excruciating intractable pain in my bladder. And I spent, like I said, 13 years going to doctors trying to figure out what it was. And although they would offer pills and procedures, they never offered a solution or a why it was happening. When I say pain, I mean pain.
Yes.
Like imagine when you have to go to the bathroom and there's no bathroom around and you can't hold it, but you have to. That pain, I lived with that pain 13 years.
Wow.
Every hour of every day. And when you have problems like that people can't see, they also think that it's in your head. So now you're having the mental health issues because you start to think you're crazy. And at that time that was going on, the skin, everything was happening all at once.
Yes.
But instead of, we take our cars to the mechanic and we don't leave until they fix it.
Yes.
But we take ourselves to like all these different doctors thinking everything is something different when it's all connected.
Yes.
But it took me into my 40s to figure out that it was really the food that was killing me.
Wow.
And the biggest thing that was killing me was gluten. And I was going to the doctors and they would test me for something and the test come back, they say normal, so that's not really wrong with you. So that's why I say I started to think it was in my head. But I would eat these things like pizza, donuts, cookies, because I grew up eating all of that stuff.
right, yeah.
Running to the corner store,
say
candy.
that.
Michelle is over there.
I can relate.
Michelle is over there. She want to say she like candy.
No.
Yes, you do.
She like cookies, I know
changing
that.
my mind on
Well,
that.
but
I'm transforming.
well, I also liked candy. I stayed at the corner store, pizza, ice cream, cookies, all that
All
stuff.
that stuff, yeah.
And it was definitely killing me. All of those things going on. I go to the doctor, they give me a pill. Go to the doctor, they send you for a test,
Yes,
then a
yes.
procedure. I, at this point, have been under general anesthesia at least 17 times.
Wow.
Wow.
My gallbladder is gone. My the issue I was having with my bladder, and I kind of want to describe it a little bit more. Like I said, it was severe.
I don't know about no details.
Well, in terms of the pain, because there's a lot of women dealing with these disorders that they can't get answers
Of course,
for.
Right.
of course.
And you go to the doctor and they start giving you pills. First of all pills have side effects
That's right.
because some of the pills we give, we're giving them for the side effects.
Yes.
And it just was, I'm going to tell you, 13 years. I was teaching kindergarten. So I had a bathroom in my classroom, thank goodness. But then I was also in nursing school at some point. And through all of this, I had to stop. I had to know where every bathroom was along the way because the only thing that relieved my pain was using the bathroom.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would be just a couple of drops could make me feel like I had a full bladder. And I did think I was crazy at some points, and I'd have these surgeries and had different things going on,
my
and
goodness,
nothing helped. They might have taken the different things, they took the edge off, but they didn't help.
Like a Band-Aid.
And
Yeah, that's
like
what it was.
everything we
Yeah.
do. And when that was going on, I said that was the main problem, but then my skin. I had cystic acne. I had a fullness in my throat that felt like a golf ball or
my
sometimes
goodness,
a grapefruit. Looking back, I know my thyroid was having problems, but nobody tested me because you go to the doctor, you tell them, they only have that few minutes with you, and whether even if they are concerned, they only have that few minutes, and they'll send you for the test, and if the test does not come out the way they think, then they throw their hands up. And I went through, like I said, all my 20s, all my 30s like that, and then one day I was still having all those problems, and I was at work, and I was watching Dr. Oz, and he had on Dr. Bill Davis, who wrote the book Wheat Belly, and he did an experiment in the audience, and he gave every 5 people a Snicker bar and wheat bread, and he said the wheat bread can raise your blood sugar more than a Snicker bar. I said, well, let me try this, just really to see if I could lose weight, because at the time I was also at my heaviest. I was 220 pounds.
What?
I was pushing out of a size 18 at my heaviest, and that was in my 20s and 30s. And that's been a roller coaster of up and down with the weight. But I said, let me try this. 3 weeks into removing wheat, gluten out of my diet,
And Snickers?
everything changed.
Snickers.
The
Don't forget
Snickers
the
was
Snickers.
around for a little while, but see, fast forward now, I really can't even eat that. That's a whole nother issue. But 3 weeks into being gluten free, everything changed.
Wow.
My skin started to clear up. The problems I had with the bladder started to resolve.
Wow.
Instead of, I could be a couple of hours, like 4 or 5 hours in a day, I might have had to use the bathroom 30 times already.
Oh my goodness.
This cut those times in half, and it said it took me about a year for my bladder to normalize. But in all of that, the doctor still was saying, I don't have a problem with gluten. And what gluten is the protein in the wheat that makes the dough sticky and makes things hold together, makes all the stuff taste good. But that was like an epiphany. That was a revelation. But it didn't make me stop eating it altogether because it's not that easy because these things taste good.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
I did it for a while. Then I would eat it again. All the problems come back. And through all that, like I said, everything started to get better. It wasn't just my bladder got better. My skin cleared up. My throat, the issue with my throat, the feeling I was having, that all got better. But you put it back, it all goes back the same way. So I went through years of that, and then just now, I'm going to say even in the last year, is when I've been the most strict about absolutely no gluten because it bothers me too much, and I got tired of being sick. But about a year ago, I was still having problems, and I was avoiding all the things. I'm trying to, it's a lot, so I'm trying to, sorry. In the background of that, like I said, I'm a bedside nurse, so I get to see people in real time going through what they're going through. I see them react to their food, their medication, and everything. And I started getting disheartened with what I was seeing, that we are not fixing anything. We're just, like I said, a lot of Band-Aids and a lot of people just staying sick and then dealing with chronic illness. So one day I came across a nutrition program. Andrea Nakayama, her nutrition program is called Full Body Systems, and it's a deep dive, an immersion in functional nutrition. And that's just, we look at in functional nutrition, looking at the root cause of illness, trying to figure out what's wrong instead of just a pill to calm the symptom. Because if you want to get better, you want to get to the root. But most of the time, the doctors don't. That's not what they're trying to do. Do you have any more questions?
No, but I love the way that you really showed us your journey. This is it's instructive.
And then it sounds to me too like you know, thank you for sharing and how we could relate it back. I could ask you a question. You know, life gets messy as you know. You know, the food tastes good. You knew what the problem was, but you still was struggling. So for our listeners and even for us today, what would you suggest, given that you went through this full transformation of eventually to get back on track to make sure your health is maintained when someone falls off track midway through?
One thing I think people get overwhelmed with thinking about having to do something forever. And people, a lot of us, we go on diets, and it's really lifestyle change that we have to make. And that's where the habits come in, is that just doing it one day at a time, one meal at a time. And if you, say, fall off, you just get back on. But what I would do for years is I do really well for a couple months, and then I wanted that one thing. Once I had that one thing, it usually started with a piece of pizza because that's my favorite food. Once I had that pizza, I had the pizza, might as well go get that sub from Tasty. And then I got the sub. Let me just get, and for 2 weeks, I'm going through that. I'm eating again. And then you start feeling bad again, bad enough that I'm like, maybe I really shouldn't have this. And then along the way, through my nutrition program, after that 10 months, I still didn't feel ready, still wanted to know more. Then I did a 4-month functional nutrition and lifestyle practitioner program. And then at the end of that, I still didn't feel all right. I wanted one more thing. It's like something else, because the more I learn, the more I feel like I don't know. There's so much that we don't know.
That's right. Yeah.
I couldn't even begin to talk.
But like they
day.
always say, when you know better, you do better. So you have all this wealth of information.
You're supposed to.
Yeah.
But it's even when you yourself know better, it's still it's a daily.
So how do you fight those urges?
one, right now, if I look at that, something I know is not going to make me feel good, I really just don't want to feel bad. So that's really my drive
it's
now.
Incentive,
But now, going forward, like I started to say, a year ago, I was still having a tremendous amount of problems, and I couldn't figure it out. So I was able to test myself because I had been to an allergist. They said I didn't have a problem with weed. I didn't have a problem with a lot of things. I test myself, not the skin test, but doing actual blood work for food allergies and sensitivities.
Wow. Okay.
For years, people tell me that gluten was a problem for me. Come to find out, I'm actually allergic and sensitive to gluten. Allergic and sensitive to oats, cocoa, vanilla, mustard seed. Were all these things a problem forever? I don't think so. But then we can go to bring up something a little bit maybe controversial, and that COVID vaccine and COVID has changed a lot of things. So that's something that I think has contributed to my sensitivities and a lot of people.
Also, you also talk about plant-based diet and food is medicine. Can you talk a little to that?
So please. That about in 2017, we'll go to 2016. I had somebody, one of my patients, her daughter, her name is Colleen Patrick Gordeau. She's at Joyful Vegan on Instagram. She came to visit her mom, and she gave me some of her books, the 30-Day Vegan Challenge and a couple things. I was like, I'm not doing that. I put them by my bed right there. That was Christmas time, 2016. And January 3rd, 2017, I'm on, it was, I think, Snapchat. Somebody posted a video of, it was a clip from What the Health. And after that clip, the next clip, the person cracked the egg, and you could see too much of what's in the egg that was, I didn't want to see. From that day forward, I have not had meat. And in the past, I had been pescatarian before. I'd avoided pork before. I'd avoided red meat altogether. But I had not eating meat at all. So from that point, that day, for 8 months, no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no gluten. And I was good. And then my birthday came. And I went, and I said, I'm going to just go get a slice of pizza.
Oh, no.
And then I started having a binge. And when you get as sick as I get, you find a way to look at that food and say it's just not worth it. That's what it comes to. But there's no perfection in this, and this has been a journey for years. And I like every day you see stuff every day like that'll taste good. I want that, but I don't want the things that come with it. And I'm still trying to figure it all out. And I know a lot, but I can't imagine with somebody that doesn't know anything medically is just going in a doctor, and you really just go in there, you tell them a couple things, they give you a pill and send you on your way.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to point out it's 8:00. They did give
us
time flies.
Yes, it does. But I want to close up by saying thank you, Krishnan, because I think in telling your story, what I got from it is that there was persistency, determination, there was courage, because you talked about falling off and coming back on, and I think that's important for our listeners and for all us to understand and developing habits and wanting to sustain that we're not perfect. Life is not perfect, but if you stay consistent and you begin to be honest with yourself, I heard the level of honesty you can form those habits that give you that better lifestyle. So thank you for that. And really, I have to say to the listeners, like in her journey, she wrapped it around her own personal story, but many of the questions that I would have asked her, she answered a whole lot of them. That's why I wanted to kind of give that close up so that people could pull it together, because we want them to go out and buy your book, and we want people to have better well-being and health on a daily basis. So thank you for sharing your personal story with us today.
And Chris also said she wished she had this on her journey these last couple of years. So again, when you open it up, it talks about a gratitude list to get your day started.
Yeah, and I didn't start mine yet because honestly, I was going to start mine on July 1st, and unfortunately, I lost my mom on June 28th, so that kind of threw me off. But it's also sparked more fire to do what I want to do, and that's just share with people that they have the power to heal themselves. The body is resilient. A lot of these things that we're dealing with, the diabetes, the heart disease, the dementia, all these things are lifestyle diseases and don't have to be. Diabetes is reversible, preventable, treatable, and I got to come back because we got to really talk about it. But you just got to do better. Like you said, when you know better, you do better, and that's what I want to spread.
And then in her book, she has every day your reflection for the day, and then she gives you a prompt. So if you're not like good at journal writing or you're not sure what to do, and then there's an affirmation. I'll just read this one since I turned to it. I learned from my past to create a better future.
Amen.
Amen. I love that. That's
We're really
beautiful.
glad to have you, Chris. Was there anything else that you wanted to say before we go?
But I guess just if anybody's having any health issues, whatever it is, however you feel, think about what you ate. Pay attention to your food, and with allergies and sensitivities especially, it's not just what you just ate. Like a food sensitivity, you could eat something today and it not affect you for a couple of days, but then continue to affect you for weeks. So food matters. Everything that you do, is this going to harm me or heal me?
So it's all about the food.
It's about the food. It's not just the food. It's the mental, the spiritual, the physical. It's everything.
And you said everything
stress,
is connected.
Yes,
Your
everything
teeth,
matters. Everything matters. Everything you put in you, on you, and around you affects your health.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Terry?
No, I just want to thank you for letting me hang out with you. Natasha, and Michelle, and Chris. I mean, I tell you, man, I feel special.
You
Just
are.
being in your company. And like Christian was saying, we have to continue the discussion. But again,
We'll have Christian
I
come
thank
back.
you for letting me hang out with you. I thank you for being on the podcast.
Yes, yes. And thank you to all of our listeners, all our family out there. We appreciate you. Come back
Yeah, we
next
had that
week.
technical difficulty.
Yes, we had a little technical difficulty.
Yeah, we
But
got past that.
You know, hey, nothing's perfect like we've been saying the whole time. You know, it is what it is, but we're here together, and I'm so glad to be in all your presence. It's wonderful to have you guys as a family, as a community, and I appreciate you all. If there's anything you want us to talk about on the SIT podcast, you can email us, sitpodcast1@gmail.com. We're still trying to get a lot of contestants to come on this dating show. We ain't do this yet because we need more contestants. So you can email us for the application. You can cash app us if you want to see us still coming. No, SIT podcast 1. No, that's all good. But it's all good. I'm thankful to be here with you guys, and I appreciate you all. And come back next week.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Terry
yes.
will be here.
I'll be here next Monday.
Natasha will be here.
That's right.
Sabrina will be vacationing after all her hard work in LA.
Yeah.
So
But we
that.
love you and we
Yes,
miss you,
love
Sabrina.
You and miss you, Sabrina. Yes, and you know, come back. And we're gonna have next week. It's gonna be on seniors, like helping your family. Because again, I'm a caretaker. Shout out to the caretakers.
Could come for that.
Yes, and there's a young lady who has an adult daycare, so she's going to talk to that, and she did that in honor of her mom.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
All right. Very good.
Great.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
We've
Good night,
been
everybody.
so
Good night. Good night.
long, now it's time to rise.